what the main issue is here with men hating us? Is that they don't see us as like people. Like part of like men self actualizing, if you would like, is the idea of this family, this nuclear family thing where they are the head, right? And the king and the star of the show. And everything else is an accessory and a side character to their story. The story is very much theirs. You are an accessory. You and I, me, you, we're an accessory. And accessories add to an outfit. Accessories look nice. Okay. We unfortunately have the same kind of value or are treated similar to costume jewelry. Nobody wears their Mr. Price costume jewelry once it tarnishes, right? When that we all buy, I like to wear lots of rings. I like that look with I've always loved that look. Um, I'll do that, and as soon as it starts to just not look how I want. First of all, people take them from you, all types of things happen. But once it doesn't look the way you want, you don't care for it anymore. Off you go to the shop to get yourself something else to embellish your fingers and make you look nice and make you look whatever. And at like the moment it's no longer convenient, you chuck it out. That's men. That's how men view being in a relationship. That's how men view marriage. That's how men view um, having a child and having a wife. The ease with which they discard of you is because you no longer serve your purpose, and that is ukavisa. The moment is an inconvenience of sorts because yours is to be convenient. Your role is very much they want you as long as everything is just so. And at the slightest inconvenience, they will dip. And no amount of saying, but that's his kid, but that is this, is going to change anything. I just wanted to say that before we get into it. That's a hello. Hello, hi, it is me, it is I. Small town Didi, your Hadi and these every internet and akastraha and back a low yella. Casper Nyovest, whom I really think is king of the lames. Him and Pori are like they're lames, but like they are a different kind of lame. And I don't know how to explain that. Like I don't know how to explain. He's a nice guy lame. Pori's just an angry little boy. I'm throwing my toys lame. Do you understand what I'm saying? Casper still wants to be liked. He thinks there's currency in that. He cares for it. Maybe because there's a lot of appealing to the female gaze, if you would like. Whereas Pori cares for the guys to think he's big shit, and you don't need to be nice to men for them to think you're big shit. But they're lame nonetheless. I've always thought he's a lame. They're not being on beat thing proves that he's a lame. Great. His ex-partner, the mother of his child, I think it's one. I think they've one child together and they were together for a while. I don't follow this man on socials. I don't know. I remember when he married this girl, it trended, the one that he's married to now. And everybody was talking about the life that he had with the other one, the display of the life that they had together, because again, they're accessories to his life and all of those things, right? She posted quite a lengthy post, and we're going to read it, and maybe I'll do this at like a times two speed or something so we get through the post that she put out. And then we're going to get to talking about how I feel about men, which you guys already know. Men are trash, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Big Does It Better is her handle, I think. This birthday hits different. The last few years have been something, and looking back now, I'm filled with gratitude. Who would have thought I'd be here? Not in pieces, but in peace. The tears that were once in silent are now from laughing out loud. I'm actually in awe of the goodness of God. How am I so deserving of this unconditional love? His covering and His grace. Even when I was unfaithful to Him, He remained faithful to me. I'm not a religious person. I think you guys know about this. I think you guys just, I can't get over, I think I'd be on board with this God stuff if we just worked on those pronouns. I can't imagine we're about to read how a nigga dribbled the fuck out of you and your deity has male pronouns. And we assign the characteristics of grace to the same male deity. When the men we know in real life who use these pronouns don't have an ounce of this thing. We move. I've always heard God is found in certain locations. I did not find him at my lowest and most broken. This idea as well of this grace, like, but what is it? What's the name of that song? Is it Gracefully Broken? All of this, you gods needing to take you guys apart type shit. It's like, I don't get it. Like, anyway, I lived in an, oh, no, I skipped the thing aquí. At 8 months, my son was diagnosed with cancer, an entire different world. Why am I highlighting stuff, man? An entire different world. An entirely different world. Oh, that's one thing. I always stood on protection and privacy, which is wonderful, trying to maintain the world, and my world was a marathon on its own. I lived in an oncology hospital for 2 years with my son as he underwent chemotherapy and life-threatening surgeries. In the depth of cancer, I was hit with a curveball of infidelity. The woman knew me, my son's condition, and made no mistake with flaunting their relationship. After finding out he ended it with her and tried to make amends with me, I couldn't trust someone who can hurt me. At my lowest, I allow another woman to disrespect his woman. Considering everything we had been through, it was more of a timing than an infidelity. It was more the timing than the infidelity. He later married her. In between home discharges and new projects I started, I had to stop my life, put aside my own emotions, and show up for my baby. At the time, his health was more important than my heart. One thing you will do is enjoy the world. I don't know. One thing we will do is enjoy the world. That's the end of that. Faith and family was the remedy to everything. Both families understood the mandate. Living and loving is what we stood on. Landed in the center of God's hands, he had me exactly where he needed me. I gave my life to Jesus. I entered the era of isolation. He placed me in his secret place. He worked on my character, renewed my mind, and restored my heart. The work hasn't stopped. I die to self daily. He continues to mold me as the perfect potter he is. I'm fully in my Jesus girl era, walking in life and in love and forgiveness. Most days are better than others, yet peace remains. I'm yet to see what God has for me. More reason to celebrate life today. My son is cancer free, and it's all glory to God. Ooh. I guess so. No, that's. She posted this, and then Casper's now wife, I think, put up a Q&A. It says random Q&A, please ask away. I think she's remained mostly like not talk, like her job is to look pretty. I think like she doesn't say much really. I think her account is even private. Somebody asked, do you still no, when I ended that one because she's stupid. I'm sorry. It says, yeah, how do you feel about people saying that you were not supposed to be the wifey? How much value you got, like, you place and you wanted somebody else to be this. This man does not deserve to be anybody's like lifetime partner. How are people still so obsessed as to who should have been the wife to this man? Like, there's no question as to whether or not he's deserving of the sacrifice that comes with being somebody's wife, which is your entire identity. Like, your life essentially stops and you become an accessory to this other person's life. And the moment it's inconvenient, he leaves you. Do you understand? So she replies then, okay, then who was and why didn't he marry them? And then she laughs and has like a, little emoji there. How long have you and your husband been together before getting married? She answers, he's had a crush on me since I was in grade 7, been on and off with him since 2018, 2019. Careful the ex that just lingers around. Careful that stuff. Yeah, careful. Do you still work? Listen to this dumb bitch. Not anymore. My husband asked me to resign and be a housewife. I know we like to be cute and talk about how feminism is about this and it's about that. It's about like making decisions that feel right to you. If the decisions are dumb, we don't just call it feminism because we just we want everybody to get along. These things where you people give up your ability to take care of yourself because some fucking leprechaun told you to do that because he's got swag, because he can apparently take care of you. It's stupid. And it's not feminism just because that's what you want to do. It's stupid. It is. How are you putting yourself in a position? Again, because it's about him, right? Be a housewife means center me, right? But because you never had any real ambition, you think it's cute. A lot of you are running around just saying, I just want to be, as if you're not like aware of how it pans out for the women once the man decides you're no longer my flavor. or the most inconvenient thing happens. Let's talk oncology. I know oncology. My family and I know oncology for kids more than we like to. And one day, I tell you guys all the time, there'll come a time I like to work through some things where I'll sit down and share with you guys some of these things when I'm very comfortable. But I know oncology, and I know oncology of recent, right? For kids. And I remember when we were first making our trips to the oncology ward for kids, how um, we were like, we all noticed, but the one man among us was like, where are all the men? And he's not even like me. Do you understand? Like, he's not alert enough about such a thing to pick up on it. So it was rather like, whoa, it's one thing if I pick up on things like this, it's expected. But I saw it, but he said it. Here's the thing, when I say things, so when I said, where the only men you will see in that ward are male staff people. If you see a man there, he's in scrubs, he's working. And she mentions here that she basically lived there because they make room. The kids are little. The healthcare like professionals, the practitioners need help doing like taking care of these kids that you can't just like they can't get a little pill and take them home, whatever. It's ongoing treatment. They need to be there all the time. So there's like a little wing for the parents to live on premises with them, essentially live in the ward with them and help to take care of the everyday needs of the child that aren't necessarily medical. It's the kids are young, you guys. Like the support structure that is required for the primary caregiver to care for this child is important. Now, this isn't the only time that men will show their ass, right? We've seen the many TikToks of recent, especially with American TikTokers talking about how there's a trend in oncology where if women are diagnosed with any kind of cancer or any kind of like life threatening thing or you know even terminal kind of things where the healthcare practitioner will sit them down and explain to them, listen, do you have a support structure outside of this husband? Because we're seeing a trend that when you fall ill, they leave. There's that trend. I was watching, I think it's Extraction on it's action. I watch a lot of action and I watch a lot of superhero shit as well. I was watching that on Netflix and I think this guy's in it. It's not Liam. I think Liam Hemsworth is the brother, the guy who plays Thor, man. And he's in it. And it's the second, I think it's Extraction 2. And we learn in this one that he actually volunteered for a mission. He's a soldier when his child was dying of cancer. And they ask him, the ex-wife is still very bitter and angry about it. And he goes on to say that he couldn't face it, he couldn't look at the child, and so he just opted to go, and it's all very boo-hoo, shame on him. But these are the same people that get mad and push women to have children again because the accessories kaloko, like you have to add, it's like adding little charms to your bag, right? They need a new charm, so it says things to other people. They are grown, they are responsible, they are lovable. It's not, you're not a person, you're not valid in your existence, and in as far as you can't perform your role to perfection, we don't want you, right? If the women who give birth to women who have birth ailments or sort, or I don't like using the word defects and I don't know what word to use there. The women who give birth to, I'm talking like physical deformity that's going to mean that this child needs like all around care, all of that stuff. They get abandoned. The divorce comes in and they become the primary caregiver. The man goes on to find like a woman who looks younger and pretty and can give her. Everything needs to be just so, or they don't want it. Literally like children. Like there can't be anything the matter with this thing because it's too inconvenient and it's so hard on me and I can't bear to watch this child sick. I must look away. How the fuck is this about you? Like the child is sick and you are in your mind like, where did he get the time to cheat? Listen, you were no longer hot. You were now the mother to a sick child. You were in emotional distress all the time, and you were needing help to take care of this child. It was no longer fun. It was no longer sexy times. The baby wasn't doing the cute Instagram shit because there's nothing cute about chemo. Like all of he needed to go get, that's what he had signed up for. That's what the fuck men sign up for. Not all this other stuff. This is why when we do this thing where we tell you that I don't even give a shit if you're married, you're partnered, and your fucking boyfriend says he wants a baby and he stomps about and he does this and he does that. That's your fucking baby, and I hope you know it, bitch. Like, stop being dumb. Stop being fucking dumb. You see it now. When the child is sick, how it's yours. Right? And at best, he is probably just paying for the treatments and calling himself dad of the year. The girl he's married to now. I'm a brasha. Ario, baby, but you're doing a great job. You're such a wonderful dad. Because that's the standard. That's all that needs to happen there. Men hate us. Men don't see us as people. We're toys. I was saying to a friend of mine recently that when we get married, we must get to a point where you guys say the vows properly. Like the part that is not expected of the man. Stop allowing that man to say, like, lie it. Like, when men and they hold your hand and they're like, through sickness, and they don't mean that shit. You know, they take it out. Take it out so that everybody knows what everybody's signing up for. He's not going to take care of you, babe. If you fall ill right now, your sister's gonna come fetch you. You're gonna go live with your sister and she's gonna nurse you back to life because he can't be expected to do all that nurturing shit that's for women. Those of you women who are also on board with these narratives about men are naturally this and this is naturally that, we're naturally people and people need to care for each other. Everybody needs to know how to nurture and care for another person for these instances. Right? But you know, all of you think men are this, your biological destiny, because you're guaranteed health, right? It's not going to happen to you. There's never a day where you're the one sick and your husband needs to take care of you. It doesn't occur to you that that's going to happen. Some of you give birth and you've had a C-section, you come home, you're trying to like figure your new body out, you're in pain, you're trying to breastfeed, the child is not latching, it's this, and that fucker still has the nerve to think that you need to figure out how to also take care of him. And because it's not happening, you have to take care of you, and this baby, he goes and cheats. That's exactly what happened here, right? You're taking care of you because you need to show up and take care of your child who's going through chemo. And it's woes me. What about me? Who's giving me attention? Me. Right? Your heads of household who can't regulate their fucking emotions. It's pathetic. Okay? The entire thing is pathetic. I believe her. Okay, he can talk about how he went on tour for this, then he does his little cute little rebrand and stuff, or whatever it is he wants to say. Yeah, na yo, this wife. You know the thing about being friends with a guy and knowing where all the bodies are buried and then turning around and being a wife to said person when you know how they move, because why? It's gonna work out differently for you because you're his boy. Delusional, stupid. But this one, we're gonna give this one a couple more years. She'll be too embarrassed anyway. She's embarrassed now. They seem so ashamed of their relationship to me. I've been wondering what the thing is. Even when they got married, all of that like like fast already, you know, one of like all of it, right? And then them on social media, their presence on camera, there's like a whiff of shame there about their union, and they can't shake it. You understand? As you do me, see, there's nothing about that girl where you look at her and you're like, oh wow, mama knows she's settled. She knows she's settled for a father who abandoned his child essentially in his time of need. You're not special. The same thing is going to happen to you. The men you're partnered with, in them, the reason they keep also encouraging this like age gap, the man must be a bit older, you must be a bit younger, because he's gonna age and possibly get like ailments from being like older, and then you're gonna take care of him and he's gonna die. They try to manage that situation ever so swiftly, but everybody wants to be mean to the feminists who talk about how this thing where you decide that this one is naturally this one is naturally that. Is rubbish, guys. It's rubbish. And let's stop at the other thing, making babies. I'm not suggesting that's what happened here. I'm saying if a man's saying he wants a baby, don't make the baby unless you know that's your baby that you need to take care of. Don't. Don't do it, because you'll have that baby and the baby will have Down syndrome and that's not cute for him and he's going to dip. And you're going to be like, but you said you wanted the baby. Yeah, and now he doesn't. Yeah, now he doesn't, because how he imagined it, it was all perfect. You were taking care of it and giving him the credit and everything was perfect. In nature, to me, they're all like annihilators. You know that, like the concept of a family annihilator. The white guy is mostly, but black men do this as well, right? Who like kill off the entire family so they can start like afresh with their wives, like Chris Watts, and it never works out properly, and stuff. But they're all essentially like that. The idea about it, from what I understand, why they do that is that they want to start off from a clean slate. It's like, if I just leave you, you're still there. You are a representation of what I didn't get right. So when you're starting to write on your new page and you make a mistake when you're little, you just want to tear it out because you don't want to see that mistake, and you just want to a whole men. That's how they discard of you. They just want to start over. Like, they just want like a clean slate where they can make it nice. Like that's exactly how they treat you. So stop getting carried away. Somebody was under the comments there saying a divorcee is not the same as a baby mama. You are fucking dense and seek help. Okay. You like, what difference is there for you to sit and really discuss? Kanye divorced Kim, or they divorced, whatever, Kim divorced him or whatever. Offset, because it's under the Offset and Cardi B video, is now, and then they both started calling these women they had on a pedestal, my wife, my wife, my wife. They both started calling them baby mamas. Kanye loves to call Kim a baby mama, trying to shame her about having children, when really she should be proud of her, like, having children. She probably should be ashamed about the dad she chose. You're the fucking embarrassment here. But some of you still want to be linked and tethered to these people that don't even value you at the same way, like at the same, I don't know, the same way that you value them. They don't see you like that. You're for convenience. They're here for a good time, not a long time. How many of you know of an aunt who fell sick and your elderly grandmother had to go fetch her boradi while her husband was there? How many of you know of women who have died in, like, through childbirth, and the man who demanded she has that child now look around like, okay, who's going to take care of the kid now? Because when they say they want to be a dad, they don't mean that. They don't mean they want to take care of a child. They mean they want to put a person in you. You do all of that stuff that your body does. You give birth to this person, you take care of them, and they just hang around and get to be called dad. That's what they mean by that. Stop. Stop. Stop upholding structures that continue to perpetuate these teachings that ultimately harm everybody. Stop giving men a way out. Shame the men in your life who behave like this. Shame the men in your life who abandon their children. There were people at their wedding, and I'm pretty sure those people used to also go over to their home when they had brides with Bix. Distance yourself from things that simply do not make sense to you, and stop claiming boys. Do you understand? Like, Rahadi will forever be single. If I ever do one of these, ask me about, don't even bother. Don't even bother to ask if I'm single, because the answer is yes. I'm forever single. I will never turn on this camera and claim somebody's son, because people's sons will embarrass you. Believe you me on that one. They will embarrass you in front of anybody. These people don't know boundaries. Single, I will, do you understand me? Great. And it makes it hard then, like I was saying in the video with Cardi, it makes it hard to be brave and love in this world that we exist in when the socialization of the people we're supposed to partner with is such that I am a thing to use and discard of. It makes it really, really hard to then have these conversations of encouraging people, because sometimes you see something and you're like, but there's goodness there. It makes it hard to even come out and talk about the good stories of love and support that you know about, because what the men are doing in droves out there, it just, the other can't hold a candle to it. It's damage. It's like serious, serious damage. How can she now go on to trust another man if she like wishes to partner again? And the solution being, oh, just don't be with this man. That it's not viable for everybody, guys. That's why in our conversations of decentering men, I always say it's important to say it's okay to want and seek partnership with these people. For the large majority of us, for a large part of this attraction thing, we don't really know how it works and we're not in charge of it. What you must unlearn, and it's unlearning because the same way they socialize that you're an accessory to their lives, we get the same socialization as well, right? You're his wife. You take his name. You learn their culture. The kids are his and they get his name and you raise the. That's why they walk around with this entitlement, this arrogance as well. And then you all chase it, right? You chase to want to come here and write under my comments how this is not the same as a dad. Baby, you were thrown out like used tissue, just the same as the baby mama. I don't know if you ever noticed. If we all end up in the trash can, we're all trash. There's no better trash in there. I don't know why you're confused about that. We've both been discarded, stupid. Slow, slow. Always trying to be. My friends and I all fail maths, or not all of us actually, but like y'all know who you are, and would get like a mark apart. Like, yes, what I'm saying. I can't even say the numbers. I'm so ashamed. But we'd get like a mark apart, and like would be like, oh, what did you? Oh, I got a mark more. We all still failed, mind you. Like, babe, fail. Slow, slow. But that's all I have to say on that. I've always thought he's a loser. He gives off mad loser energy. Mad loser energy. I don't know how anybody can. I don't get it. But naboleka na lefasi. Ke dilo tsa ka fast. Batch from down there. But anyway, bye, yella.